What if I told you some of Hollywood's biggest stars didn't just disappear from the spotlight? They practically vanished off the face of the entertainment world. One day they were making millions walking red carpets and starring in blockbuster hits. The next, gone. From secret retirements and shocking scandals to lives nobody saw coming, these famous faces traded fame for something completely different. And trust me, some of their stories are stranger than any movie they ever starred in. Number 1. Renee Zellweger. Imagine winning an Oscar, becoming one of Hollywood's most recognizable stars, and then voluntarily disappearing from the spotlight. For most actors, fame is the dream. For Renee Zellweger, it eventually became something she needed a break from. After captivating audiences in films like Jerry Maguire, Bridget Jones's Diary, Chicago, and her Oscar-winning performance in Cold Mountain, she seemed unstoppable. Her career was soaring, critics loved her, and Hollywood couldn't get enough of her. But just when everything appeared perfect, Renee did something almost unheard of in the entertainment industry. She stepped away. No major scandal, no dramatic meltdown, no tabloid-fueled chaos. Instead, she quietly disappeared from red carpets and movie sets. While fans wondered what had happened, Renee later revealed a surprisingly simple reason: she wanted to live like a normal person again. After years of constantly being watched, judged, and photographed, she craved something Hollywood couldn't give her: privacy. The most surprising part? Walking away may have been the best decision she ever made. While many celebrities spend their lives chasing attention, Renee chose peace over publicity. And honestly, that's probably the most rebellious thing a Hollywood star can do. Her disappearance left fans shocked, but it also proved that sometimes the greatest luxury isn't fame or fortune. It's being able to walk into a room and not have everyone already think they know your story. Number 2. Daniel Day-Lewis. At one point, Amanda Bynes looked like the future queen of Hollywood comedy. From her breakout days on Nickelodeon to starring roles in hit movies like What a Girl Wants, She's the Man, and Hairspray, she had the kind of career most young actors could only dream about. Funny, talented, and adored by fans, Amanda seemed destined for decades of success on the big screen. Then, almost overnight, everything changed. In 2010, at just 24 years old, Bynes shocked Hollywood by announcing her retirement from acting. For most stars, retirement comes after a long career. Amanda hadn't even reached her peak. Her decision left fans confused and wondering what had happened. After years in the spotlight, she admitted she no longer enjoyed acting and wanted a different life away from cameras, movie sets, and constant public attention. What makes Amanda's story so surprising is that many people expected her disappearance to be temporary. Years later, she hinted at a possible comeback, sparking excitement among longtime fans. But that return has never fully happened. While Hollywood continues searching for its next big comedy star, many still remember Amanda Bynes as the talented actress who walked away just when the world expected her to take over. Sometimes the biggest mystery isn't how someone became famous, it's why they chose to leave it behind. Number 3. Rick Moranis. Imagine becoming one of Hollywood's biggest comedy stars and then suddenly walking away from it all. Rick Moranis was one of the most recognizable faces of the late 1980s and early 1990s, starring in blockbuster hits like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Spaceballs. With his signature humor and undeniable charm, he seemed destined for an even bigger future. Studios wanted him, audiences loved him, and his career was reaching new heights. But behind the laughter, life delivered a heartbreaking twist. After the tragic loss of his wife, Moranis faced a decision that would shock Hollywood. Instead of pursuing more fame and fortune, he chose to focus on raising his children as a single father. What was supposed to be a short break from acting gradually turned into years away from the spotlight. While fans wondered where he had gone, Moranis was busy dedicating himself to the role that mattered most, being a dad. The most surprising part, he never seemed to regret it. While many celebrities spend their lives trying to stay in the spotlight, Rick Moranis quietly stepped away and found happiness elsewhere. He even turned down major opportunities, including a return to the Ghostbusters franchise. Today, fans still hope for a comeback, but his story remains one of Hollywood's most remarkable exits, a superstar who walked away from fame on his own terms and earned even greater respect because of it. Number 4. Kirk Cameron. Not every Hollywood disappearance starts with a scandal. Sometimes it starts with a belief. During the 1980s, Kirk Cameron was one of television's biggest teen stars, winning over audiences as Mike Seaver on the hit sitcom Growing Pains. With fame, money, and a promising career ahead of him, Cameron seemed destined to become a long-term Hollywood success story. But as the years passed, something unexpected happened. Instead of focusing solely on acting, Cameron became increasingly devoted to his Christian faith. While many celebrities were busy chasing blockbuster deals and red carpet appearances, he was speaking publicly about religion, family values, and social issues. His outspoken views often sparked controversy and created tension with parts of the entertainment industry. Suddenly, people were talking less about his acting roles and more about his beliefs. Yet Cameron never seemed interested in winning Hollywood's approval. He continued producing faith-based projects, appearing in inspirational films, and sharing his message with audiences who supported his values. In a town where fitting in often feels like a job requirement, Kirk Cameron chose a completely different path. Love him or disagree with him, one thing is certain: he walked away from mainstream Hollywood on his own terms, proving that sometimes the most surprising career move is deciding not to follow the crowd. Enjoying the countdown so far? Then hit subscribe and support the channel. It costs absolutely nothing, takes less time than a Hollywood marriage, and helps us bring you more incredible celebrity stories every week. Number 5. Randy Quaid. Most actors dream of becoming Hollywood stars, but Randy Quaid actually achieved it. With acclaimed performances in films like The Last Detail and Midnight Express, he earned critical praise and built a reputation as one of the industry's most talented character actors. His career was thriving. Award nominations were rolling in, and it seemed like his future in Hollywood was secure. But then everything changed. Instead of making headlines for blockbuster movies, Quaid suddenly found himself surrounded by controversy. A series of legal troubles involving financial disputes, property conflicts, and allegations of fraud began to overshadow his acting career. As the problems mounted, Randy and his wife made an unexpected move, fleeing to Canada in an attempt to avoid legal issues. What started as a successful Hollywood story quickly transformed into one of the entertainment world's strangest real-life dramas. The most shocking part is that Randy Quaid's downfall became more famous than many of his movies. While most celebrities fade quietly from the spotlight, his exit played out like a bizarre Hollywood script filled with twists, controversy, and unanswered questions. In an industry known for comebacks, Quaid's troubles made studios hesitant to bring him back, turning a once-respected actor into one of Hollywood's most unforgettable cautionary tales. Number 6. Jack Gleason. For years, millions of Game of Thrones fans couldn't wait to see King Joffrey get what was coming to him. The character was arrogant, cruel, and almost universally hated. Ironically, that hatred was proof that Jack Gleason had done his job perfectly. Overnight, the young Irish actor became one of the most recognizable faces on television. With worldwide fame suddenly at his doorstep, Hollywood expected Gleeson to cash in. Bigger roles, larger paychecks, and blockbuster opportunities were all within reach. But just as his career seemed ready to explode, he shocked fans with a decision nobody saw coming. Instead of chasing stardom, he chose to walk away from acting altogether and return home to focus on his education. While other young stars were building brands and collecting millions of followers, Gleeson was studying philosophy and living a remarkably normal life. No scandals, no controversies, no desperate attempts to stay relevant. In a world obsessed with fame, Jack Gleeson committed perhaps Hollywood's most unexpected act. He simply decided he didn't need it. Number 7. Daniel Day-Lewis. Winning 1 Oscar is a dream for most actors. Winning 3 is the kind of achievement that turns someone into a Hollywood legend. Daniel Day-Lewis didn't just act in movies, he disappeared into his characters so completely that many people considered him the greatest actor of his generation. From powerful historical figures to complex dramatic roles, his performances were so convincing that audiences often forgot they were watching an actor at all. After his unforgettable portrayal of Abraham Lincoln earned him a record-breaking 3rd Academy Award for Best Actor, it seemed like Day-Lewis was untouchable. Hollywood would have happily handed him more leading roles for years to come. Instead, he did something that left fans completely stunned. He stepped away from acting and retreated to a quiet life in Ireland, far from movie premieres, flashing cameras, and award ceremonies. For a while, he returned with Phantom Thread, reminding everyone why he was considered one of the best in the business. Then came another surprise. In 2017, before the film was even released, Day-Lewis announced his retirement from acting. No scandal, no controversy, no dramatic Hollywood fallout. He simply decided it was time to move on. In an industry where many stars refuse to leave the spotlight, Daniel Day-Lewis walked away at the top of the mountain. And honestly, that's about as rare in Hollywood as finding a movie executive who says, "Let's spend less money." Number 8. Michael J. Fox. For years, Michael J. Fox seemed unstoppable. Whether he was traveling through time in Back to the Future or charming audiences on television, he became one of the most beloved stars in Hollywood. His quick wit, endless energy, and natural charisma made him a fan favorite, and few actors were as recognizable during the height of his career. But unlike many Hollywood exits filled with scandal or controversy, Fox's story took a much more personal turn. After decades in the spotlight and years of battling serious health challenges, he began noticing something that deeply concerned him. Memorizing lines, something that once came naturally, was becoming increasingly difficult. Then, while watching a scene in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where an actor struggled to remember his dialogue, Fox saw a reflection of his own experience. The moment hit harder than any movie plot twist. In 2020, he made the difficult decision to retire from acting permanently. It wasn't because audiences stopped loving him or because Hollywood stopped calling. Instead, it was a choice rooted in honesty and self-awareness. While many stars spend years trying to hold on to the spotlight, Michael J. Fox chose dignity over denial. And if there's one thing more impressive than traveling through time in a DeLorean, it's knowing exactly when to turn the page and begin a new chapter. Number 9. Karen Parsons. Long before social media influencers were everywhere, Karen Parsons was already winning over audiences as the stylish and hilariously spoiled Hilary Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Week after week, she delivered memorable performances that helped make the show a television classic. With a hit series growing fame and Hollywood opportunities knocking at her door, Parsons appeared to have a long acting career ahead of her. But unlike many stars who spend decades chasing the spotlight, Karen quietly chose a different direction. After appearing in several television shows and films following The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, she gradually stepped away from acting in the early 2000s. There were no scandals, no public feuds, and no dramatic tabloid headlines. In Hollywood, that alone might qualify as a plot twist. Instead of fighting for more screen time, Parsons shifted her focus towards something she felt was even more meaningful. Today, she is known not only as an actress, but also as a writer and educator. Through her nonprofit organization, she works to highlight inspiring and often overlooked stories of African American achievement. While many former celebrities try to stay relevant, by chasing trends, Karen Parsons chose to create lasting impact away from the cameras. She may have left Hollywood behind, but her story proves that sometimes the most successful reinvention happens when nobody is expecting it. Number 10. Paula Deen. For years, Paula Deen wasn't just a celebrity, she was a brand. With her Southern charm, best-selling cookbooks, and popular television appearances, she built an empire around comfort food and a warm personality. Millions of viewers welcomed her into their homes, and it seemed like her success recipe couldn't fail. After all, when your biggest controversy is usually too much butter, life is probably going pretty well. Then came a scandal that changed everything. In 2012, allegations involving racist remarks and inappropriate workplace behavior exploded into the headlines. What had once been a thriving career quickly turned into a public relations nightmare. Major business partners began distancing themselves, television opportunities disappeared, and the carefully crafted image that took years to build started unraveling almost overnight. Despite multiple public apologies, the damage proved difficult to reverse. The most surprising part is how quickly public opinion shifted. One day, Paula Deen was one of America's most recognizable television personalities. The next, she became an example of how fast fame can disappear when controversy takes over the conversation. Hollywood loves comeback stories, but not every comeback is easy. And in Paula Deen's case, the headlines became far more famous than the recipes. That's a reminder that in the entertainment world, protecting your reputation can be just as important as building your career. Number 11. T.J. Miller. T.J. Miller looked like Hollywood's next big comedy powerhouse. Thanks to his scene-stealing role as Erlich Bachman on Silicon Valley and his appearance in the hugely successful Deadpool films, his career was moving at full speed. Audiences loved his unpredictable humor, studios wanted more of him, and it seemed like he was on the fast track to becoming one of comedy's biggest stars. But in Hollywood, success can disappear almost as quickly as it arrives. Behind the scenes, Miller's career began to unravel. Reports of conflicts with co-workers, public disagreements, and growing controversy started making headlines. His departure from Silicon Valley raised eyebrows, and things became even more complicated when he revealed tensions with Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds. Suddenly, people were talking more about off-screen drama than his performances on screen. Then came the incidents that pushed his reputation into even rougher territory. Legal troubles and accusations of inappropriate behavior further damaged his public image, making it increasingly difficult for Hollywood to overlook the controversy. While many actors dream of landing roles in major franchises, Miller's story became a reminder that talent alone isn't always enough. In an industry built on relationships and reputation, one bad headline can spread faster than spoilers on the internet. And unfortunately for T.J. Miller, the headlines just kept coming. Number 12, Meg Ryan. There was a time when if Hollywood needed a romantic comedy hit, they practically had Meg Ryan on speed dial. Throughout the 1990s, she became the undisputed queen of rom-coms, starring in beloved classics like Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail. Her chemistry with Tom Hanks was so effortless that audiences couldn't get enough of it. For years, Meg Ryan wasn't just a movie star, she was the face of romance on the big screen. But as Hollywood continued changing, something unexpected happened. One of the most recognizable actresses in America slowly began stepping away from the spotlight. Unlike many celebrity disappearances filled with scandals and controversy, Ryan's exit was much quieter. She started focusing more on her personal life, family, and creative projects behind the camera. While younger stars competed for attention, she seemed perfectly comfortable leaving the spotlight to someone else. What's surprising is that Meg Ryan never truly disappeared from people's memories. Even after years away from leading roles, fans still associate her with some of the most iconic romantic films ever made. These days, she's explored directing and other creative ventures, proving there's life beyond starring in blockbuster movies. And let's be honest, when your movies are still making people believe in love decades later, you've probably already won Hollywood's version of immortality. Number 13, Kat Dennings. Not every Hollywood disappearance comes with a scandal. Sometimes a star simply fades from the spotlight and leaves fans wondering what happened. That's exactly the mystery surrounding Kat Dennings. After becoming a household name through the hit sitcom Two Broke Girls, Dennings seemed to have everything going for her. The show was a massive success, ran for 6 seasons, and generated the kind of syndication money most actors only dream about. Her popularity grew even further when she joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Darcy Lewis in the Thor films. Suddenly, Kat Dennings wasn't just a television star, she was part of one of the biggest movie franchises on the planet. But then something unexpected happened. As Marvel expanded and new projects rolled out, fans began noticing her absence. Questions started circulating online. Had she quietly left Hollywood? Was her Marvel journey over? The truth is far less dramatic, but still surprising. While many celebrities constantly chase headlines, Dennings chose a quieter path, focusing on selective projects and her personal life. Even after stepping away from the spotlight for periods of time, fans never stopped rooting for her return. And with projects like Dollface helping bring her back into the conversation, Kat Dennings proved that sometimes the smartest move in Hollywood isn't running faster. It's knowing exactly when to step back and let people miss you. Number 14, Charlie Sheen. At one point, Charlie Sheen wasn't just a television star, he was television. As the lead of 2.5 Men, he was earning an astonishing $1.8 million per episode, making him one of the highest-paid actors on the planet. His career seemed unstoppable. The money was flowing, the ratings were soaring, and Hollywood couldn't get enough of him. From the outside, it looked like Charlie Sheen was living the ultimate celebrity dream. But behind the scenes, a very different story was unfolding. Years of personal struggles, substance abuse, and increasingly erratic behavior began spilling into public view. Headlines followed him everywhere, and not for new acting projects. As controversies piled up, tensions between Sheen and the show's creator reached a breaking point. What had once been one of television's biggest success stories suddenly turned into one of Hollywood's most public meltdowns. Before long, the star of the hit sitcom found himself without the role that had made him a television powerhouse. Yet Charlie Sheen's story didn't end there. In recent years, he has spoken openly about his mistakes and his commitment to living a healthier life. While many celebrities spend their careers blaming everyone else, Sheen has publicly accepted responsibility for much of his downfall. It's a remarkable twist for someone once known as Hollywood's ultimate wild child. After all, in a town full of dramatic plot twists, nobody expected Charlie Sheen's biggest comeback role might be playing a more grounded version of himself. Number 15. Sean Connery. Before Sean Connery became the world's most famous secret agent, his life looked nothing like a Hollywood blockbuster. Long before the tuxedos, luxury cars, and international fame, Connery worked a series of ordinary jobs, including polishing coffins. It's hard to imagine now, but the man who would eventually define James Bond once had a career path that was far less glamorous than shaken martinis and high-stakes spy missions. Everything changed when Hollywood discovered his natural charisma and commanding screen presence. As the first actor to bring James Bond to life on the big screen, Connery transformed the character into a global phenomenon. Audiences loved his confident wit and effortless cool, but Bond was only the beginning. Over the years, he proved his versatility in films like The Untouchables, which earned him an Academy Award, and Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, where he memorably played Indiana Jones's father. Then, after decades at the top, Connery did something many Hollywood legends struggle to do: he walked away. In 2003, he quietly retired and chose a peaceful life in the Bahamas, far from movie sets and flashing cameras. While many stars spend their later years chasing one last comeback, Connery seemed perfectly content enjoying retirement. And honestly, after saving the world as James Bond countless times, he probably earned a little time off. Few actors leave behind a legacy as powerful as Sean Connery's, and even fewer know exactly when it's time to exit the stage. Number 16. Gene Hackman. Some Hollywood stars spend their entire lives chasing one more movie, one more award, or one more moment in the spotlight. Gene Hackman did the exact opposite. After building one of the most respected careers in Hollywood history and winning 2 Academy Awards, he simply walked away. No farewell tour, no dramatic press conference. One day he was starring in major films and the next he was gone. For decades, Hackman was the kind of actor directors dreamed of hiring. Whether he was playing a ruthless villain, a determined detective, or a conflicted hero, he brought an intensity that made every scene feel real. Films like The French Connection, Unforgiven, and The Royal Tenenbaums cemented his reputation as one of the greatest actors of his generation. Hollywood loved him, audiences admired him, and his legacy was already secure. Then came the surprise. In the early 2000s, Hackman quietly retired from acting and traded movie sets for a much calmer life. Instead of memorizing scripts and attending premieres, he focused on writing novels and enjoying life away from Hollywood's constant noise. While many celebrities struggled to leave the spotlight behind, Hackman seemed perfectly happy without it. In fact, he may be one of the few stars who treated retirement exactly the way most people dream of treating retirement, by actually retiring. And in Hollywood, that might be the rarest performance of all. Number 17. Cameron Diaz. In Hollywood, walking away from fame is rare. Walking away when you're still one of the biggest stars in the world, that's almost unheard of. Yet that's exactly what Cameron Diaz did. For years, she was everywhere, starring in blockbuster hits like The Mask. There's something about Mary Charlie's Angels and Shrek. Her infectious energy, sharp comedic timing, and natural charisma helped make her one of the highest-paid actresses in Hollywood. Then, just as fans expected to keep seeing her dominate the big screen, she disappeared. No scandal, no public feud, no career-ending controversy. After appearing in Annie in 2014, Diaz quietly stepped away from acting. While Hollywood kept producing sequels, reboots, and superhero movies, Cameron was busy enjoying something many celebrities rarely get: privacy. She focused on family, personal happiness, and life beyond movie sets. For nearly a decade, one of Hollywood's brightest stars was nowhere to be found. Of course, fans never stopped wondering if she would return. And after years of speculation, the answer finally came: yes. Cameron Diaz eventually made her comeback, proving that sometimes stepping away is exactly what a star needs. While many celebrities fear being forgotten, Diaz showed that true popularity doesn't disappear. It simply waits for the right moment to shine again. And honestly, surviving almost 10 years away from Hollywood might be even more impressive than surviving a Charlie's Angels mission.